Anyway, so the shade room. I don't know if anyone saw this. Offset comments on video of a content creator who is a Takeoff lookalike. So, obviously, rest in power, Takeoff. Man, the Migos story is so tragic. Pardon me. Um, and oftentimes when you have like superstars, rappers, artists, whatever the case may be, you're gonna get impersonators. Not out of any level of disrespect, of course, just because people be looking like each other. like, like you look at this picture and tell me if you were in the mall walking around and you saw this brother, you'd be
I
like,
would double take. Like, you still alive?
yeah, yeah, exactly. You'd be like, oh snap, he's what? Um, and like this has always been a thing, probably through all time. Like if you live in a relatively populated area, you go to your your city urban part, you're gonna see an impersonator. You're gonna see a Michael Jackson impersonator, a Prince impersonator. It's usually like with super big legends. I'm trying to think. Uh, After like Michael Jackson and Prince, who else you comments to get impersonated?
Elvis.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
I guess after that, yeah, it starts to get a little
Oh.
low.
Yeah.
I saw a really good Kanye West impersonator back in the day, but
I
uh
think they probably got a couple Drake impersonators out there.
oh, there was definitely that Drake lookalike going around, the fake Drake guy. He looked like Drake, but he was a bit chubbier in the face. Anyway, so yeah, this is not an uncommon thing. But I think that aspect we never think about this, and I think because people are usually impersonating artists that are super big, like the family of those super big artists aren't probably going to come out because they understand the magnitude of the affected artists. But we do have somebody that the Migos is still like some of the biggest artists of our generation, but it's a bit more personal. So go over to the next thing. We actually had like I said it. We actually have Offset. He once he saw this, he responded to it. So after seeing this, Offset commented, "No, you don't, twin. Shit, not funny. We look like a good total of 5 exclamation points." So he wasn't having it. And then the brother who was the impersonator, who was take down, not take off, interesting IG name. He said, no disrespect, but I think I do. Oh, he must have posted something like, do I look like Takeoff or whatever the case may be. And then that's when Offset said, no, you don't, twin. No disrespect, but I think I do, and so do others. But why can't we turn something negative into something positive? Long we take off. Rocket ship emoji. So I mean, fundamentally, um, that's the defense. Like we said, there's always going to be impersonators, but when it hits close to home for some brothers and sisters, obviously, I don't think anyone's super shocked by Offset's response to seeing this, but I guess the question is kind of like what the shade room was asking. Uh, do you look at this? Do you look at impersonations like this as disrespectful? And I don't know if somebody that's close to the deceased speaks out to the person, just like fully respect it and like take it down or stop doing it. What do you think goes?
Um, in general, I don't think it's disrespectful. Like we mentioned, there's a whole slew of impersonators out there. It does feel a little different, maybe just because his death is somewhat recent. Um, yeah, I get why Offset was upset, but in general, like I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think, I mean, to me, it's kind of I would never do something like this because it's a little weird in my opinion. But there's not
What you
like
mean? If
any.
you looked like whose ghost look like Ace?
I did the celebrity look-alike thing years ago, and I got Mos Def. I don't know if that's accurate or
Oh,
not,
if you
but
grow out your beard and you get a little balder, absolutely. And take off the glasses. I don't think most guys typically wear glasses. Sorry. Keep going.
but yeah, I'm not for that personally. But if someone like doing it, then I mean, good for them. It's something where like if the family or friends is pissed about it and has an issue with it, then you should stop. But otherwise, as long as you don't get disrespectful with it, then I don't really see a problem. But it's kind of a case by case thing.
But
Like
they're
in
trying
this
to,
case,
but they're trying to turn something negative into something positive. What do you mean? Why do I have to stop?
I mean, that can be your intent all you want, but if the person that is directly affected by seeing the impersonator is not happy with it, then that can be your intent, but it might not be what's actually the outcome. So you have
But
to
what?
take
Sorry, go ahead.
their. I was just gonna say you got to take their perspective and their feelings in mind because they're the people that are actually affected or that knew the person, and you're just some random bystander that knew nothing about their life and happens to look like them.
Which is completely valid. You're not saying anything incorrect. But what is the person truly upset about? Are they upset that I look like the person, or like what's the what do you like? What are you upset
Yeah,
about truly?
I
I
get
can't
it.
control how I look.
I
Like if
mean,
I
he's not
was,
just, he doesn't just look like him. He's
yeah, he's
literally
kind of like
impersonating.
he's leaning into it. Like for example, let's say you had
Is that the actual video? Refresh that is.
oh, let's say one of us
I
died
thought there was a video. Yeah, yeah.
and we were famous and someone was walking around
Just
like
let that play. Okay.
mimicking our style and the way we dress, the way we act and all that. Would y'all have an issue with that? If it was like kind of framed in a positive way, but it was still being done, would y'all be happy with that or no? I'm just curious.
That's not a bad question. I'm curious to know what y'all think. What do you think is?
um, I think this is such a weird hypothetical.
Yeah, this is
Man, we're here to have a conversation. Other people don't.
Wait, let me think for a second.
personally, I think I'm thinking about it, and I think I would be like I wouldn't be super pressed. It kind of depends on how soon after it was, but I think I would. It would be uncomfortable for me, and depending on my mood, I might like if I saw this person like if it was like at a mall or something, I saw him, I might walk up to him and be like, "What are you doing?" It kind of depends on what my mood is like. I don't know. It's a weird thing to consider, but
Yeah, this is
personally, I don't
extremely
think I would be
difficult.
pleased, but I don't think I would be like enraged. But I don't know.
Interesting.
I
There's
think I would
interesting.
be.
I don't think it's that like. I think it's kind of we're kind of like have a lot of degrees of separation because we're just average civilians.
Yeah,
But I
it's hard
mean,
to like frame it, but just
I can
imagine if we were
I can
famous.
somewhat have the mindset of like if you do have some level of like fame or clout, like people are gonna want to imitate you.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to if I personally find it to be, find it to be, I don't know, like like remotely offensive um, versus, what's the word? Not endearing, but just done out of good.
Do you find this to be remotely disrespectful?
I, I think we should listen to the video because I can't. I'm on the fence based on what I'm seeing.
No, you can. The audio's gonna change your mind.
Yeah, it might.
I
I
low
don't
key want
know.
to see like what you sound like too.
I'm the guy just in the mall. So you need Takeoff.
What did he say?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what he's saying.
With these glasses on, I look like Takeoff.
We said he's looking like Takeoff.
I'm a celebrity lookalike. Of course, I got the best ad libs. Mama! I'm a celebrity lookalike. Of course, when I'm out in public, people think they just seen the ghost of Takeoff.
This dude's corny as fuck, bro. Like that wasn't even funny.
Yeah, I don't know what that changed. What that would change for anybody. I guess if he was saying F Takeoff, that could be crazy. But obviously he wasn't gonna do that.
I wanted to hear like was he like pretending to rap like him or something?
Exactly.
or-
It's like he could have been doing things like leaning into I don't know, like negative traits or things that people made fun of Takeoff or something like that. And if that was the case, then it would obviously be like easy to see how somebody could take offense to it. But if it
Okay.
feels more
Well,
like they're just a fan of the person, and because they look like them, they're trying to give entertainment to other people who are fans of that person. And like you said, like it it is easy to imagine somebody really trying to turn a negative into a positive for the rest of the fans of the person. So I mean, I do think it depends on just um yeah, my like if it was me, if it was somebody that I knew, it would depend on how I took the way that they were doing the impersonation, like whether I thought it was just truly something that they were trying to turn a negative into a positive, um or if it again, if it was like in any way disrespectful, felt disrespectful to the person's memory.
I guess I do see what you guys are saying. I don't know. I don't know if it's super relevant though, because obviously everything is case by case. But I feel as if the vast majority of the time, if somebody's impersonating somebody, yeah, they're either like bar for bar trying to act like the person, or like replicate whatever their talents was, and or they're gonna be like this guy saying like this the life of somebody looks like somebody else. Like unless somebody's unless somebody's like blatantly trying to do some like minstrels type thing, like I don't think anyone's ever going to like look
Yeah,
like somebody, but like do a negative representation of them. I don't think that's
but
even
we're
common.
talking about I think we're talking about right now the people are um who are most likely to like be critical or take offense to it, being the people that actually knew the person that were close to them. The majority of people, it could swing wildly one way or the other in terms of how their opinion of it. But I think when you think of um people who have lost somebody close to them, like, and it's mainly going to be celebrities. I feel like if I'm putting myself in their shoes, that's how I would think of it. Like, does this thing feel um like they're making fun of the person in any way, that they're taking any type of jabs at them, or that it's just truly like, again, like something that they're trying to bring a smile to people's faces and uh, uh, not enhance the memory of the person, but kind of propagate it.
So you're saying, or I guess I didn't know. I didn't know if you got your opinion on the second element of it, but if it is the subjective thing, because what one person could perceive as endearing, another person could perceive as like you're making a mockery, then wouldn't that mean a person should be even less receptive to acquiesce to what they think, since it's just a subjective thing?
I mean, we're talking about people's emotions. I don't. Are we saying people shouldn't like take off? I mean, I'm sorry, Offset shouldn't feel bad about, or shouldn't
I'm
feel negatively about it?
I'm not
Because
necessarily saying that, but I was bad at examples. But if you're saying this thing can be a subjective thing, if if I wear a red shirt and one person, and like I said, one person like is rated by the other person is think that's a really dope color, so that means I don't wear red, because some people could interpret this as like something negative. It sounds like you were saying if it's truly subjective, that means people should just like the more this guy should feel even more empowered to do this.
Okay, so we're talking
If there was
about
some type of general
things
consensus
that
of like, hey, again, if I'm portraying somebody that's passed away or whatever the case may be, like people are going to take it one way or the other, then maybe I can maybe more understanding. But if I do one thing and somebody's gonna have issue with it, but the next person's not gonna have issue with it, then I'm just gonna be like, I'm just gonna do it.
yeah, I mean that's fine, and that might be his um his conclusion. It's just how much do you care about the opinion of the people that were close to the person you're
I mean, that's
impersonating?
what I'm asking you. Should you?
Should you? Um, I mean, yeah, I think you should. I, for me, I would definitely consider it. He might not.
So if
I
you were the
think
guy, you'd be like, okay, I'll stop doing it.
yes, yes.
Okay. You feel the same way, Ghost? You stop doing it?
I would. Again, not that I would do this in the first
Yeah,
place,
yeah. Obviously,
but
that's all.
I think
Just
another important thing that I actually realized from looking at the that Instagram comment, if someone's doing this, even if it's not out of ill intent, but they're doing it for money, like they're getting likes and stuff on social media for it and making money off of it, then which I didn't even consider that aspect of it before, but that would kind of, that 100% sways me over to the side of you're just doing this is kind of exploitative, even if you're not actively defaming the person's name. And I'm not on the side of the impersonator at all if they're making money off of it, which seems like they kind of are.
if they're making some type of if they're getting some type of incentive intentionally or just
Yeah, well, kind of both. Well,
anyway.
if you're a celebrity look like and you're actively aware of it and post on social media, you're getting some type of money out of it, and that feels just kind of weird and like I said, exploitative. Like it just doesn't really sit
I
right.
don't know if we truly agree with that because like what about impersonator like comics like if a comic that's in a comedian that's to the that's a impersonator if he impersonates Tupac and then Tupac but and does it in a real comedy show and but then the Tupac state comes out and be like hey, we don't like that does should the comedian stop doing the Tupac impersonation?
But I think that's a little different. For one, comedy is kind of like a big gray area because comics will say literally whatever as long as it's funny. But if you're a comedian impersonator, if you're a musical impersonator, like you do Elvis covers or some shit,
Yeah, what about all the cover
you're
bands that earn money?
you're but the thing about that is that you're bringing some sort of like talent and skill of your own, even if you are kind of parlaying that with
Some of the Michael
the
Jackson
other
impersonators
person.
ain't don't they can't moonwalk that's nice.
Well, obviously, but they can, I would hope, like sing a little bit. Like you have to have some type of level of talent, and you're not just making it, or you're not succeeding just because you only look like the person, and you got nothing else to your name. Whereas if you're just a lookalike, and that's your only claim to fame is that you walk around, you look like the person. I don't know. Like again, to me, I would be like, you got nothing better to do. That's just my opinion, but again, it's some people might not care about the distinction, but I would.
Mm.
Like if one of y'all was a famous rapper or something, and you died, and you had an impersonator, but he was also like doing like a cover artist or something and rapping your music. I wouldn't be mad at that if they weren't trash. I
Mhm.
wouldn't be mad at that.
Fair enough. I don't know. Maybe we just have to have more not topics, see more examples of this because obviously it's a common thing. I think we kind of changed the dynamic. It is a bit closer to home, and this is like we're usually used to seeing like huge megastar artists get impersonated, and even so even if
Yeah,
they
that's
pass,
another
so even if
thing.
they
Yeah,
pass, it's kind of you know it just
yeah.
feels that universal, opposed to like I don't know if if there was a King Stilo impersonator, if there was like a Juice World impersonator, like which there probably are, XXX Tentacion impersonator, like I don't know how well that would be received. Um, I think it just might depend on the level of the actual respected person that passed. And I think we all generally agree that, I mean, it's not unfathomable that Offset or a person that in that type of situation would feel some type of way about that. People process things differently. People view stuff differently. And while, like I was saying before, I think if something's wholly subjective, it kind of makes it kind of harder to have a definitive way that we should societally go about it. I think in most cases, people would typically side with the family or the close ones of the deceased. It's like how are you gonna respond? Like no, beat it. I'm gonna do what I want. And then people are gonna look at you crazy. I mean, he kind of had a good defense. I'm just trying to take something negative and make it positive. I don't know. I think somebody made a comment about it. Like I don't know what's you walking around the malls being like I'm a Takeoff lookalike. I don't know how that's positive when we're
Yeah,
talking
like
about.
what the fuck's he talking about? He ain't inspiring nobody. Like what you mean?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, like Offset is kind of objectively right in that this is not funny, or
Yeah, like
I
he's
don't
really
I don't see the value in
like
this.
the type of video he's making is like
I'm sure if we actually sat down with the brother, he could explain it better. But yeah, face value, I don't think again, rest in power. The brother got murdered. Like I don't
yeah.
what do you walk what do
He
you
didn't pass away peacefully in his sleep.
what do you
at
walk
the
around the
ripe old age
mall?
of 80.
I don't know what positivity comes from this. I don't mean to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Again, like we said, unless the positivity is some people being like, hold up, did he not die? I don't know if that's a
Good though.
I don't
positive
know. I don't know
thing.
if it's a
and
good
then,
thing.
and then you relive the trauma.
Yeah, and then you're like, damn, no, he's really dead. Damn, and you rule your mercy.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm.
Hey, take down, not take off. If you're out there
this
listening,
post down.
come on the podcast and explain this stuff because we need to get a better understanding. But yeah, obviously, again, that's bad. Take off. It's a sucky situation, but I can understand how things like this arise from it. I'm surprised we didn't see a lot of Nipsey Hussle impersonators. He has a very West Coast look. Like there are a lot of brothers that look like him. I guess nobody.
I'm really surprised there are Up Smoke impersonators.
Oh, that's another one. That's
There's
another one.
he has musical impersonators.
Musically,
Yeah, and they ain't that great. But
There's definitely a lot of brothers from the Bronx that look, and from New York in general that look like Pop Smoke. Absolutely.
yeah, I don't even. You go out there for a couple of days, you'll find a couple of that doing it accidentally.
Absolutely. But if nothing else, we can move on to the next topic.